Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chernobyl. And it seems that we're finally here. After all this time, we're in the home stretch. We've done what we needed to do, potentially destroyed sea consciousness, or at least did something with it. And now the zone is acting in total upheaval. Constant emissions, more severe emissions. And I guess we're going out into the middle of it. Sotnik. What are you? And more importantly, how do you compare? You are ever so slightly better than our current weapon. Ooh, and take the same ammo, too. Okay. Looks like we're switching to this for now. Or, wait. Can we... Oh, we can't look down the sights right now as much as I would like to. We've also got the X7 suit, which is very protective in some ways. Working in the conditions of the X7 lab, origins unknown. Alright, we'll take that as well. Let's go to the Red Forest with Richter, right after I stash some stuff that I will not be bringing. God, there's so much now.
The Foundation, huh? I was there once. The moment I stepped out, I enlisted in the Corps. You can't hand that thing over to just anyone. You get it, don't you? Of course you do. Now, how about you show me what needs fixing?
I get it indeed. Now, this whole thing seemed way overboard at first, what S.T.A.L.K.E.R is doing in sealing off the center of the zone. But the more I've talked to his people, the more I realize, like, he's staffed this with people who know their stuff. I mean, part of it hurts that the reason we're being kept out is because of an old protagonist. But obviously, when you examine it objectively, it all makes sense.
Let's see what you've got.
Okay, we need to repair all of our stuff. 22,000. That's how much damage was done to us pretty much in that one firefight in the circle. But we've got it now. Oh, and let's also make sure we repair this. We're 27,000 in repairs. Ridiculous. Although we could probably make a lot selling like the 100 or so med kits that we have.
No matter. It's
I don't think I actually need to buy anything. We found tons of buckshot. If that's all, I think we're ready to go. Well, there is a note over here. Note to S.T.A.L.K.E.R. From unknown. Deggy, you saw the writing on the wall, and so did I. The monolith ain't going nowhere, and we're not getting any younger. In a way, it's ironic. We basically ended up replacing them. But now our watch is over, Colonel. Let your men go while there's still someone left to walk away. May even be from S.T.A.L.K.E.R. But that's a very good point. They have essentially replaced Monolith as the caretakers of the center, keeping others out and making sure the secrets stay sealed within.
I still have some questions.
Go ahead. This could be our last chance to chat.
So, it wasn't enough to destroy the S.T.A.L.K.E.R program control center? What else needs to be done?
The destruction of the control center was crucial so that no one could ever manipulate the zone again. But that's not enough. We need to get to the X7 lab. It's at the generator's central core, where sea consciousness ran the experiment that created the zone. This is where the agents and the first monolithian prototypes came from. So, the only way to free the zone is to return to the place of its origin.
Looks like we barely made it. What was Korshinov trying to do?
The Colonel and his beloved ward never had any real weight. Sit, heal. They do whatever Agata says. This time she needed loyal soldiers. But I saw her true colors back at S.T.A.L.K.E.R. brave new world without the zone, where everyone is happy. Ring any bells? Agatha and her masters once were behind Project X. But the sea consciousness scientists refused to follow their orders and came up with a plan of their own. As far as I can understand, she was going to somehow replace the representatives program and get access to the heart of the X network. This way, she would have direct control over the generators, the source of anomalous energy of the zone, to reclaim what she thought was hers from the very beginning.
You are doing an amazing job in this scene of drawing parallels between what we saw as just products of the zone and the new versions. How, even when it's not necessarily clearly under the direct influence of the zone, the factions here are always basically about the same things.
What exactly do you know about Project X?
Initially, Project X was a network of labs to research psi-energy and find a way to connect to the noosphere. Sure. Later, they created the generators as a way to control anomalous energy. At least, that's what I've found out so far. Mutants and psi-technologies are just different ways to get to the hidden treasures of the noosphere. But C-consciousness went even further, having failed to eliminate all that's dark in human nature. They had to create agents and the monolith to protect their existence inside fragile, green glass pods. I told you, the same shit wrapped in different seemingly righteous intentions. Their ultimate goal is control over the zone, over her overwhelming yet attractive power.
If the zone is so dangerous, why are you protecting it?
She can't protect herself, Skiff. What's dangerous are the filthy hands that created her and now think they can fiddle with her however they like. But the true zone, free from the masters, is different, incomprehensible, and she should remain that way. I once ventured to the center of the zone, avid for her mysteries. Then I tried to destroy her when my brain got scrambled and I thought she had taken my memory. But no, that wasn't her. Those were the filthy hands that treated the zone as a mere tool. Chop them off, and she'll become herself again. That's the only way.
You're the one person that's been all up and down every ideology here. This whole scene is doing an amazing job of drawing parallels between the factions which exist now, the ones who seemingly introduced a twist on the formula, and the ones that came before, showing that, as with everything, it's all just another representation of the forces that are always acting on it. Agatha, S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the monolith, it's all the same, different but the same. And he also brings up another good point. These are all the same people who started this in the first place. It's so easy to see all of this as something that's always been, and I guess in some way it has. The zone is the representation of the little bit that humans have their hands in. And that little bit can be controlled, disrupted, and ultimately is more than enough to destroy us. But it is still just one little bit, and the rest is beyond understanding.
All right. What next?
Like I said, we need to rid the zone of anyone planning to take advantage of her.
And right now, that's the doctor. Alright. What are you up to, Richter?
You ready to go, Skiff?
I think so.
Yeah. Let's get moving.
Good to hear it. We need to deal with the doctor. Well, here we are. That was quite a trip, huh? You go ahead. I'll wait here. This is between you and the doctor.
Sure thing, Richter, as soon as you figure out how to sit on that rock. Alright, let's look at our new gear. Wow, this is nice. Alright, let's get in here and 0 Dark 30 this thing. Which I'm not looking forward to. I feel cool because I have a cool gun, but I don't actually want to kill this guy. Man, I really am American. Anyways, I'm still kind of hoping optimistically for another outcome. But it's possible we've already made all our decisions.
You're back. The monolith is no more, and yet its cause lives on. The greatest temptation is trying to control something we do not fully understand. But what do we do when faced with the truly inexplicable? Some tear it up to make souvenirs. Others keep it chained up inside a perimeter cage. Perhaps all the zone really needs is our compassion. Perhaps the time has come to let her choose her own destiny.
And then, what happens?
A tragedy most horrible, or a joy most profound? No one knows what the zone truly desires.
The zone is not sentient.
And yet, has a big heart. One that craves freedom and the death of her tormentors.
That's what S.T.A.L.K.E.R wants.
He believes that he has been reborn here, so he will protect the zone, that's for sure. But how does one know the value of freedom if one has never been free?
I don't know. Oh. Constantly, what it's asked us to decide is whether to have faith in the zone. But it's always been in question just what that means. It's never been a choice between outcomes. It's been a choice between, I suppose, chances, between gambles. They both want similar but very different things. I'm gonna lower the gun.
That means the zone will never be free?
Do what you must. Whatever will be, will be. Take the logs down to the basement. Behind the screen with the fireplace.
But...
Just do what I said. Please. Get inside.
He allowed himself to be consumed by an emission? Given who he is, it's almost like we kind of helped C consciousness fulfill its mission, or at least the consciousness is behind C consciousness. I think. I've always been completely unsure of what the ramifications of any of these things will be. But we made our choice and we'll see it through. Also, good going, Kaimanov, allowing me to spare you only to die seconds later, I think. Can we release or free the dogs, at least? Always a man of secret hideaways. Only makes sense that he would have a way to easily get in and out of here. He may have had an impenetrable bubble, except I guess to emission lightning, but people knew he was here. So that raises the question, how did he move around? Well, we see now. Cartridge. Doctor's Diary 2010, which weirdly enough even predates the first game, even though it feels like ancient history. S.T.A.L.K.E.R left an artifact with me for safekeeping. The Heart of Chernobyl. He brought it back from the north. I did some tests and came to a surprising conclusion. Apparently, the zone has created an altered variometer, an anomalous version of Suslov's electromagnetic psi amplifier, and it's at least 8 times more powerful. If I had something like this back in 2006, I would have been able to connect to the noosphere by myself.
A cartridge. The same as Strider's.
Doctor's Diary, Summer 2011. Fang and Ghost brought in S.T.A.L.K.E.R. He was half dead. They say they came across some monolith inside the CNPP sarcophagus. Supposedly, it's a kind of mystical wish-granting rock. What kind of nonsense is that? Either my former colleagues have gone completely nuts, or they still fancy themselves a force of destiny. Should I intervene, or remain on the sidelines? Seems everyone involved in the fate of the zone has to ask themselves the same question sooner or later. How grateful I am to find a source of joy in all this gloom. S.T.A.L.K.E.R has become like a son to me. Not by blood, but by the ways of the zone. He is strong. He will heal. And when he does, he'll go north again. Do I have the right to hold him back? Well, he sent me to kill you. Labyrinth 4. A custom Makarov? What's the deal with you? You're a bit better. All the zone really needs is our compassion. Engraved on a handgun. There's a flash drive here as well. Alright. Draft of a speech to an unknown audience. You are capable of more than you think. Enough to take on the hardships that will inevitably befall us in the new world. You will need something more, however, to face the unknown. Much more. May the zone aid us if we find ourselves lacking courage in our future trials. You are all courageous enough to get here. Every single one of you. You had the will and the faith to make it through, and you are now worthy to become liberators. Now, go to the mainland. Wait for the right time. Something beautiful is about to happen. We had heard about these sleeper agents on the outside. We made the decision to change the world. Project Y. Couriers, Kornizem, destroy the list. Lab X3, destroy all documents, as well as any evidence of reframing agents in using corridors. Couriers, I mean. Provide scanners, Nestor. Provide alpha artifacts. We've got a number of faded ones. More than enough. Duga Comm Center. Replace the microchips with external action modules. I really hope we made the right choice, but the more I read, the more I'm starting to think we didn't. Doctor's Diary 09, the oldest one. A group of these new explorers of the zone wandered into my swamp the other day. These two, who go by the names Fang and Ghost, find the local miracles quite enough for them. But this S.T.A.L.K.E.R guy wants more. He wants to go north, to the CNPP, and even further, to the very center. I don't have the slightest idea what's going on there now. I've heard rumors that after becoming C-Consciousness with the help of the MDST engineers, my former colleagues are doing their best to cover up their tracks. Their futile attempts to bring order to chaos are making things even worse. But to hell with them. My duty here is to save lives. Just like a doctor, you're saying this might hurt a bit, but it's all for your own good. I really love how S.T.A.L.K.E.R in this story, especially this one, has come to represent the old players. In his attitudes, in his way of going about things. But this globe is probably the most concerning thing we've yet seen. I really hope Richter's still okay out there, because that cave would not have protected against an emission.
Skip! There you are. You okay? The zone's been on a real rampage. I was worried. I came looking for you.
I'm fine.
Where's the doctor? I haven't seen him.
That's odd. He went out during the emission.
You didn't kill him? I'm glad. Perhaps the doctor was taken by the zone.
Without a trace? That's something new.
The zone is changing, Skiff. I can feel it.
I need to get to Orbita. The sooner the better. Will you guide me?
All right. We can catch up on the way. Let's go.
A free instant guide during emissions. You really are the best of the best, Richter. So the doctor pulled an Obi-Wan, huh? Combat logged?
So you're going to repeat the experiment?
Kaimanov left me a cartridge with his Psi's signature. Just like the one Strider had. I think he wanted to say something very important. Something that words can't describe. The cartridge is the key to the doctor's mental images and memories. When I get to the pod, I'll find out. Make sure I'm not interrupted.
One problem. We sorta broke it. Is that gonna be an issue? I know there's no threat here, I just really like holding this thing. This gun is really cool. It really feels, though, like all the elements that came into play in the final act of this are starting to come together. We're starting to see where all the pieces fit, sometimes literally. Is that the very same gun we retrieved?
Well, did it work? What did you find out?
It worked. Maybe too well.
I saw the birth of the zone and Kaimanov's role in it. And was that Korshinov there that we saw? That was insane. First of all, once again, that feels like a long ago flashback. Dude, I was around for that, okay? I was starting middle school that year. That's wild. I'm just gonna say I saw the birth of the zone.
I witnessed the experiment that created the zone. Kaimanov damaged the device that S.T.A.L.K.E.R consciousness used to alter the noosphere. And I saw S.T.A.L.K.E.R returning from the center of the zone with some kind of glowing artifact.
It might be the heart of Chernobyl itself. Maybe S.T.A.L.K.E.R still has it.
There's only one way to find out. You think S.T.A.L.K.E.R was lying?
I told you there was something not quite right about him. He claimed that he wanted to liberate the zone, but his actions suggested a different agenda.
We should hit the road before S.T.A.L.K.E.R gets suspicious.
Let's go. I'll take you to the Red Fortress. S.T.A.L.K.E.R should be expecting us there.
The Red Fortress. What is it?
Monolith's stronghold. You could call it the heart of the monolith. If you're gonna fight your way in, and I know you are, get ready for the toughest battle of your life.
I like to think I'm ready for it. There is so much I want to say, and some I'm not sure if I should save for the end. But look, this is something I've been thinking about a lot, and it's the fact that there's so many branching paths, so many philosophies we can choose to subscribe to with regards to the zone, and it seems like this can end in very different places. Either I've been making all the right choices, or this game is doing something great with its writing, where all of them are sort of valid. None of them feel like the wrong way to go, just different paths. I mean, so many games have the problem where there's like the golden ending that is clearly the one the developer prefers, and then there's all the lesser ones that are just varying degrees of closeness to that. This doesn't seem to be doing that, and that's awesome. Whether this is going to mean a direct confrontation with S.T.A.L.K.E.R, I don't know.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Don't fall behind. The zone ain't what it used to be.
It ain't what it used to be an hour ago.
Let's do this. We're here, Skiff. So, what were we talking about? Let's do this.
Okie dokie. Oh man, I should have stocked up on ammo for this thing. I really should have stocked up on ammo for this thing. Okay. Okay, that's one down. Even at range, this thing is like quite accurate at full auto. It's suppressed too. Whoa! Okay. You guys have some natural protection from being flanked. But not for long. I hope Richter won't try and sneak up with me. Come on. So I've realized the value of suppressors. Even under direct fire, it took them a little bit longer to figure out where I was.
You piece of...
Are you okay? Did you take a hit there?
They got me pretty good. If it wasn't for you...
And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be standing here in the first place. No one else would have taken me across the entire zone. Especially now.
Hey, I really did take you through in one piece, didn't I? Does that mean I'm a guide after all? A true one? Huh? Then... it's even more frustrating that you'll have to go solo from here on out.
You've always been a guide. Since the day we met.
But was I a true guide? Showing folks around doesn't take much. Anybody can do it. But guiding them to where they really need to be, now, that's a whole different story. I couldn't do it before. But now I have. All on my own. Just like you said.
Guiding people to where they really need to be. That's a touching conclusion to your story, but it got me fired from Uber.
Is your wound really that bad?
It's no big deal. A med kid, a good night's sleep, a couple of glasses of medicine, and I'll be right as rain. I was really afraid I couldn't get you here, Skiff. But I'd rather have it end like this than lose another person who trusted me.
I'll have to make sure I'm not lost then. I really hope a medkit can solve your problem.
Why don't you come with me?
Remember when I said that the zone turned its back on me? And that's why I lost my group? The truth is, Skip, the zone had nothing to do with it. I was just deflecting blame, like everybody else. The zone isn't a threat to humanity. It isn't a tool that can make it better. It doesn't hold grudges or seek retribution. The zone, it just is. From its very birth, it was bound by the shackles of the choices we've made. And someone needs to step up and set it free. That someone is you, Skiff. Alone.
I have to talk to S.T.A.L.K.E.R first.
We both know he won't listen. In his world, there's only one thing. His goal. Everything else is just an obstacle to him.
Why not you? You clearly don't wish the zone any harm.
I love it too much. Love has the power to transform more than just people. If I get in the pod, the zone will be mine, mine alone. It'll be shaped by my vision. I just become another S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
Why does it have to be me?
Because everyone else has already decided what the zone is supposed to be. They've each invented their own version of the zone, and each built a cage to confine it. That pod is for someone who wants nothing from the zone. No money, no power, no happiness for everyone. Someone who's willing to set it free.
What if we leave the decision to the zone? There's no Ferris wheel here, but there are plenty of other attractions.
That's the same coin I gave you at the slag heap. You kept it.
Heads, I enter the pod. Tails, it stays empty. Maybe there's someone more worthy than me out there.
And what does that mean?
It just dawned on me. The anomaly that destroyed my home? The zone didn't mean to hurt anyone. It was a cry for help.
You heard it. And you find your own path here. You don't need a guide anymore.
It's more than I thought. An ending for those who refuse to be defined, who refuse to take a stand on any one interpretation. Or, in this case, me, who just has anxiety about making decisions. But in any case, somebody's gonna have to inform me whether that was heads or tails. Well, I guess it already has.
Thank you, Richter. For everything.
I'm the one who should be thanking you. Without you, I'd probably still be drowning my sorrows somewhere in Yanif. Or dead. We both know I was never your guardian angel. But I hope I was a good friend.
Best and only.
So, what are you gonna do now?
Guide people around the zone. Sit by the campfire. Share stories. Crack stupid jokes. Keep on hoping you'll make the right call. And we'll survive this mess. I'll be a stalker. A guide. Maybe I'll even be happy. If I manage not to die first. And it's all thanks to you.
Pretty good decision saving me then, huh?
Then, it's settled.
Why do I get the feeling that even if it was Tails, he'd still get in the pod?
Because we have a responsibility to those who saved us.
Damn straight. Farewell, Skiff. It was an honor knowing you. Good hunting, Stalker. Good hunting.
It's never meant so much. Alright, where are we specifically? Right here. Oh. That building's seen better days, huh? Oh, lots of rads. Oh dear god. Oh dear god. Oh dear god. Okay, maybe we won't mess with that. Who knew this place would be so radioactive? But then again, I guess my journey is something like Skiff's. Before he all but said it himself, I was actually thinking that maybe what happened to our home wasn't, you know, it wasn't the zone leaking, it was reaching out. Like an animal putting its fingers through the cage.
Something's wrong.
Lots of things are wrong, I'm trying to write them. There you are, up on the scaffoldings. Lots of things. God, this thing is so cool. Oh my god. Oh, there you are. Full auto headshots. If you're close enough to make that happen, to be accurate, you can do anything. We run and jump over here. What have you got? Some 308. You would have been a dangerous sniper. Take all we can. Oh, somebody's spotting me down there. God, it's so dark. We hit you. You're not dead, though, I don't think. You guys really chose to set up on here, huh? Oh, wait, guy. No, thank you, please. This thing kills so quick with basically the starting ammo type. Where's that other one? Oh, you did die. So there may have been somebody else spotting us. Alright, keep topped off. Headshots through an anomaly. That should get supercharged. Okay, we're gonna have to make this quick. Yep. There's still some more problems afoot. You're gonna be right behind me for a second, ain't ya? That's a big fire burning beside the cooling towers. you, and you, and you, and some more anti-rad drugs. Why not? You never know what we're going to encounter, even if we do have an absurd amount of protection. Yep, the enemy has fled in your direction. And the bleeding even stops itself these days. Nope, I don't need that kind of ammo. And lots of stalker snacks. You know, when we first crawled into Zalesia, I kind of knew we'd get here, but I didn't know it would be in such style. This game has a way of making everything feel so much more exciting, and it's not like the old games didn't have action, but, I mean, this one just has such an incredible sense of stakes. The old ones were so bare, and keep in mind, they were fun, they were great games, and really groundbreaking, but they just didn't have the stakes, they didn't have the real story to it, the human element to drive it forward. But this is a great case, and an example of why story serves the gameplay. It makes all of this feel more meaningful. It's not just a power fantasy, it feels like we're doing something. Especially since we had so much say over that as well. That is a lot of anomalies. And there's dudes on the other side of them. Wow. Wow! Okay, gas rifles in play. I really should have thought to buy some more ammo for them. I forgot that Korshnov used it all. They're the slower ones. Oh my god. I couldn't even see that one. Thankfully, we have so much damage protection. There we are. Do I hear you tossing grenades? I wasn't sure if that was one rolling across the ground right there. It may have just been a leaf. First priority, we have to find that Gauss sniper. There he is. I do have, I think, 2 rounds left for it. Gotta make him count. See, man, this soundtrack is so cool. Gotcha. I never imagined we would have this level of effectiveness. It's behind the pillar. I see one far away and one on our left. Were you the gas sniper? You'll probably have some ammo. We need to get to you. Stronghold of Monolith. I'm really glad for that burning fire to mark the occasion. Look at that. Well, that's one way to find out about an anomaly. Come on out, I see you guys. Sigh. No grenades right now, please. Oh, it's bullet time. Look at what you're wearing.
The enemy is gone.
You guys have got center of the zone fashion. I'm having a real hard time getting a beat on you. There's like motion for some reason. And we're really going through our ammo. To be fair, we're really going through you as well. Alright, moving on then. Maybe you? Nope, Buckshot. You had the wrong thing. You brought the wrong method for the madness.
What's going on?
Not much. This really has become an action game by the end, hasn't it? We still got 2 shots in the Gauss. Maybe we can bring it out when it's most needed. I don't remember dealing with you. There's the crash site. I probably lost so much weight in ammo alone. I definitely didn't do all of this.
Did he suffer?
No,
Good. He didn't deserve to.
he was waiting for you.
You think I didn't try to spare his life? But the zone couldn't be free unless he died. And it was worth it. Just look at it now. No, Skiff. I will not let anyone have the zone. She gave me a new life. A life that I'm willing to give back if I have to. And I'll always protect her!
The zone doesn't need your protection. She can take care of herself. Just let her go.
Your lips are moving, but all I can hear is the good doctor talking. He knew what he'd done. He would have done anything to free himself from his past. I trusted him. We were this close to unveil the real secret of the zone. Turns out he was just using me to atone himself for his sins.
He saved your life, you son of a bitch. And you never even thanked him. Every time you went to the north, you were just thinking about yourself.
To the generators. Here it is, the confrontation I was hoping to avoid, but that I knew would happen.
Kaimanov got into your head. I warned you. It'll get worse.
You do a ton of damage every time you poke yourself out. Where are you? I'd rather let you come to me. I was not hoping for this outcome, but it just... Well, that's how it is. We've got to kill a legend. I guess you could say that you represent the purists Those who won't be happy with any change, no matter what the developers choose to do. It'll be bad if it's the same, and it'll be bad if it's different. I've been told that's why I need to.
You don't. That's why you're as good as dead. You can't stop me.
You're creating anomalies everywhere, making it harder to move around. This mummified corpse has been here since the beginning, huh? Can I get you to come back to me? I suppose. You're ruining all my good cover! Ow. Good ambush. Where are you? Yep. Where have you gone? Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get close to you with the shotgun. What's kind of screwing me up, though, is actually performance right now, because I'm having a hard time moving the mouse. Which means it's kind of tough to get shots on you. You still there? Hard to tell. I think I can hear you moving. The important thing is to figure out where you are. Ow. It's like fighting a bloodsucker and an enemy all in one. Did it just tell me to search S.T.A.L.K.E.R's body? Did you die? Did you run into the anomalies? Oh my god, the hero just became a zero. Wow, what a way to punctuate that decade-and-a-half-old story. Legends never die. Kill the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Signature instructions. To think that I had the heart of Chernobyl on me when I first reached the pods in X7 at the generators. Protecting the zone wasn't on my mind at the time, however. But if the doctor's findings regarding this artifact are true, I can succeed now. This time, there's no doubt. The decision to have this be an outcome is no doubt controversial. But what a way to make it happen if you're gonna do it. They just went all in, no punches pulled. And you know, it makes sense. You lost sight in becoming somebody who felt they mastered the zone, something which I was dangerously close to reaching myself. You showed exactly why overconfidence is a killer. In the end, you died not to me, but I believe to just a regular anomaly around here, one of your own creation, even. Oh, I can use you to rearm. There it is, right on your person, the heart of Chernobyl. An incredibly rare, almost mythical artifact that functions as a psi radiation amplifier. the degree of amplification depends on the characteristics and individual capabilities of the source. Its properties are still not fully understood, with the comprehensive range of parameters yet unknown, presumed to encapsulate the original structure of the zone's matter. Now we've got to get to the Neuro Laboratory. This might not be what he would have wanted. But in case he's not still out there somehow, here's one from the doctor. And here's one more from me. And just so that nobody's left out, here's one from S.T.A.L.K.E.R. They didn't really have any personal stake in this. Is it just that door over there? Is there a way to open it? Button. He's still preparing us for something? Maybe I should take your advice and take those. Wow, that put us over the edge. Huh. We're overweight now. Well, I probably don't need the expansive shells. Yep, there's something ahead. I'm very aware of the fact that I'm standing next to barrels right now. Yeah, that extra second that the suppressor buys you is actually extremely valuable. I could have done this a long time ago. It actually makes a much bigger difference in regular combat than I ever would have thought. But you know what? This is certainly not going to be the last time I play this game, whether on the channel or on my own time. And live and learn. But never think you're a master. That was a lot to say with a lot of bullets through your brain. S.T.A.L.K.E.R could learn something from you guys. I'm really rubbing it in, huh? Got 44 bandages. Yuri ammo. After I was just about to make a comment about saving ammo. Locked. Darwin! Darwin, you were keeping it warm for me. Aw, you knew I liked buckshot. Come on. Ooh, there's even more down here. A grenade. And some other stuff that we'll never see. I see you down there. Howdy. Now we just gotta deal with this squad. Small potatoes compared to what we just went through. I mean, we basically took down the zone's equivalent to Rick Sanchez. Dude tried to dip through a portal and everything. Wow, that really does stop everything coming through. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to cross over to you. We have come a long way from being afraid of a couple bandits in a building, huh? Oh. Nice stealthy breach, bud. dude was new on the job. Once more, they're kind of failing at the stealth aspect. I don't know if that killed. It did not. That power armor only accounts for so much.
We'll just kill them all.
See, the best thing you can do with grenades, I found, is to toss one in one direction and another one in the direction they're likely to run in. Give them no choice. I deserve this moldy sausage. Darwin, you hold down the fort for me, will you? You know, Scar's still out there. We haven't heard from him in a while. Could still be time for some other protagonist cameos before this is over. Although, I don't know if I'd necessarily want to kill him. You guys are crawling all over everything. It only makes sense that so much of combat in the zone is simply over area denial, taking control of something just so others can't have it. Where are you guys at? Thank you, objective marker, for telling me when the path is clear. I'm guessing that shadowy doorway standing ominously under an overhead light is meant to tell me that that's where we're going. We're learning about all kinds of stashes from you guys. Left as if they're just waiting for the bus. Military, too. Right outside the doors.
Jesus. Scar.
Poor Scar. I knew him, Skiff. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Oh. Where be your jibes now? Your gambles? Your verses? Prithee, Skiff, me one thing. Do you think the representative looked of this fashion in the earth?
I guess.
And smelt so, huh? What a miserable end, Skiff. The representative dies. The representative is buried. The representative turns to dust. The dust to soil, the soil to clay. And who's to say that clay won't end up a stopper for a rusty rain barrel? Just to think, once he determined the destinies of all these stalkers. So this is why, in our own dreams, sometimes we see their memories. Yes, but the representative is alive. Yeah. Only the enemy claims there is no life after death. If that is the case, then there is no shining zone. And if there is no shining zone, then all these lives were wasted in vain, Skip. No, we know it's not true. Oh. I've lost my head for this cause, along with all in it.
That much is clear. The one who sought life after death becomes a ghost haunting us in these halls. Okay, I have far fewer hang-ups about you than I did with Strelok. You really seem to think we're gonna need it, huh? Okay, well, sure thing. And we'll take Gauss cartridges, yes. And maybe it's time for some of this moonshine, too. I mean, hey, while we're tying up loose ends. Maybe Scar should have taken some of this stuff with him. I don't think we need all this stuff. Not right now. I'd rather not be heavy. I'd rather be able to move. But it's certainly making sure we're taken care of, huh? Alright, I'm ready for this. You being the final boss after Strelok is kind of strange, too. But it seems we've chosen exactly the right weapon. I wonder, can I get you to walk into this? Hey, now this could help us out. With those traps there, I bet you won't come forward. Oh! No, you are exactly that crazy. Okay. God. You really will just charge straight through a grenade. You know, Scar, you really are the king of making me eat my words instantly. I mean, I point out the fact that we haven't seen you in a while, and there you are hiding in a pile of corpses. Alright, so this time, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna hang a little further back. Just keep poking your head out. Headshots are best, but body shots are fine. Doing good so far. We'll know if you charge us if we hear those explosions, huh? And maybe I am cheesing this a little bit. For all I know, you've got an infinite health bar that won't actually start until I cross that barrier. Hit you with the old one, too. Oh my god. But you really do hold all the cards here, because you're a tank. And, yeah, well, how the turntables. Maybe I should start disarming some of these when I can, just so that I'm less likely to run into them. And again, you're doing such a good job for me. Actually, if I were to just sprint through one, I could probably just tank the damage. Like, I'd be far enough away by the time it exploded, right? See, your problem is your gas gun has a laser. That was not smart for the situation, because I know which way you're facing. You've taken a lull. There's a computer right here. Okay. It's timed. Okay, we need to move. Oh, I see. Gotta hit everything. These screens are the key. It's raising the dead! And you're shooting out the screens. You need to be in the area. You need to be in the area. It's only for that section, which means we need to bait you close to us. I thought it was going to be like Korshinov again. Wow, you guys take a punch. Ow. Right, here's how we do it. Yep. I don't know if we're supposed to hit you during that time, but I'm just kind of hedging my bets here. Into this section next. It's getting darker and darker in here as we go. Dude, Sherlock may have been the end of an era, but you're a true, proper horror boss fight, and a good one at that. This way. One would think you'd learn. Oh, wow. Keep trying. Okay, that didn't do the cool thing I thought it would. Ow! Alright. Any more of these screens around? Anything I can still use? You might just be unshielded now, which will make you a lot harder to see in the dark. No, you're still very much shielded, and it's still right there. By the way, you're still firing it well faster than the gas should be able to reload. Oh, are you not close enough? Does that not count? That thing is, like, practically automatic at this point. Right, you'd come over there. You'd come back around to here. Right to here. Hit the button, hit the button, hit the button. Is it actually working now? Finally, God, I tried like 4 times to get this one to work.
Where's your shining zone now, Scar?
Theatrical, even in death. EM1. Whoa! That's a lot of ammo. No, it's asking a lot. How does this compare? But it's worth 143,000. So that's pretty good. I think I'll carry it out. You've given me so much ammo. Well, it makes sense considering how much you were lobbing at me. Altered toast. A piece of toast. Warm and hard to the touch. Its extraordinary properties can only be felt by those feeling others' hardships like their own. For everyone else, it's just an inedible slice of stale bread. You would have this as a unique artifact? S.T.A.L.K.E.R PDA. Attacked us in a crisis of faith. We have just been demolishing the previous protagonists. Alright, message to Scar from MDST. Locate an active Alpha artifact or recruit a person to bring it to S.T.A.L.K.E.R and keep them under control. An Alpha artifact is needed in X11 to restore the functionality of the X network. Use Orbita Station to recruit scientists. Assemble a working visiograph at S.T.A.L.K.E.R using modules found in the zone. Activate the visiograph. Await further instructions. So strings were being pulled then. Oh, wait, the doctor, where is he? He was last seen heading out with you. Yeah, I guess I might be a little moldy right now. Scar went out in denial, huh? Having come to the conclusion that everything he'd done had been for nothing. Okay, we need to wait for that again. I just needed to see well enough to know where I was going. And we've got to go through there as well. Excuse me. Hey, it pushed me up and over. Everything's looking up for old Skiff. Okay, I just reloaded to get my stuff, so I wouldn't have to go through all that, like, anomaly nonsense, and... what the heck was that? And also, where am I supposed to be getting this from? I think... Did it screw me up going up and over that wall? I guess we can't do things the funny way. We have to do things the way you want. Yep. In and up. Probably gotta go through here. Let's just not allow ourselves to be pushed up and out. I see now that the game literally ejected me from getting my objective. Trying to come back the other way, it was locked. I keep accidentally selecting this because I think it's going to be the shotgun. Used to be the thing I was most afraid of finding behind one of these doors was a mutant. We're being subjected to morphogenic engine research. Skiff? You still Skiff? I don't know what it is about Soviet equipment and architecture, but you can just feel the evil radiating off of every room, huh? Man-made artifacts. Go to the freight elevator. Oh, and also this place is haunted on top of everything. Will that be down the opposite direction? Can't turn this on. Maybe some of the stuff here is involved in the different endings. What I could do is jump down here, straight through the cloud of poor performance. Are we going the right way? Please tell me we're going the right way. I have no idea where this freight elevator actually is. It would be on the compass, but I've had that disabled for the entire game. Here, no. I think I'm past it now. Nope. Nope, I'm quite right. Screw it. What are we saving it for? Hang on, I don't quite have the same powers of regeneration that he does, so you're gonna have to wait your turn. Oh wow, that was just rude. Put off my aim by a millimeter. I mean, at this stage, we have no reason not to go all out, right? Even unnecessarily? Now that's lobstertainment. Alright, enough. What if I have to take down like 15 pseudo-giants? Then I'll be happy I saved the ammo. God, how much is all of this worth at a shop? How much indeed? I just cannot resist treasures. I can't. Another X7 suit. I can keep one and sell one. We're actually getting up there, even for this thing. That is such a cool animation. And look, I have to lose weight. Gauss ammo, I imagine, is heavy, especially so much of it. I'm really just doing right by myself. Gotta use as much as possible. Alright, that's where we came in. What now? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of my escape. You know, I think this all makes me an even more legendary figure than S.T.A.L.K.E.R now. I mean, I'm the one who killed S.T.A.L.K.E.R and S.K.E.R and brought down S.T.A.L.K.E.R and basically decided the fate of the zone. The one who wasn't tempted when all others were. I mean, I'm basically the Frodo of this story. And Richter's my Samwise. So I know a bunch of people in the comments are going to be like, gay. Yes, gay. Yes, gay. You know, this game has a whole lot more post-S.T.A.L.K.E.R combat than I ever thought there'd be. X7. Oh, I swear, you're gonna make me put on this suit. We just got very, very heavy. We literally can't move under. So, through here then. They're really gearing me up, but I think I've got enough. For once, I think I've stolen enough, or not nearly enough. Oh, great. Now you're gonna require me to use the Gauss cannon. Can you stop moving, please? Now your friend. You keep making me miss at the last second. This thing requires very precise aim that apparently I don't have, because crosshairs don't matter. I think I'm hitting weird hitboxes. Wow, your buddy almost tried to take the bullet for you. Alright, let's try advancing ourselves with this thing. Yeah, not so inaccurate when you're not shooting me constantly. Looks like there's a stinker anomaly up there. The kind that is pretty much the one kind that can threaten me at this stage. Hang on, I might have an artifact for a greater electrical protection. Let me see. You there provide some. Alright, let's see what we can do. Oh, that's right. You can do stuff like that. You're coming in behind me. You're not going anywhere. That's like you're coming back around, I guess. Yeah, who needs consistent patterns? You come this way, I'll come this way, and we'll just dance. That's the end of your space. This door's also locked. Hey. Oh, you think I need Gauss to kill Gauss? Apparently I do, because you seem to have some kind of protection about you. Yeah, something's afoot with you guys. Oh, and you guys are coming in behind me. I'm pretty confident that that anomaly will keep you away. I mean, we got health kits for days. We got ammo for days. I just don't know what it is you're hoping to accomplish. I gotta know what your secret is, because I don't think I've ever seen that before, except on bosses. Is that a power armor upgrade? Is it a power armor upgrade we can get? Moreover, it doesn't matter at this point. Hang on, wait. Saiga's gotta get some action in this episode too, right? Oh, wow. You're a footballer. I'm a shotgunner. Saiga's getting real action here. Just showering me in health kits. I've actually only got 9 regular left. Actually, wait. I should check. How are we doing on health kits? Much lower than I thought. I'll take them. This is the kind of thing you break out the grenades for. 2 of them moving in there. Come on. You know, it's probably a good thing Richter didn't have to follow me through all this. I don't know if he'd have fared as well. I've never seen this powered exo armor before. I mean, presumably it was already powered in some way, but like this is like powered. Like the video game kind of powered that makes magical auras appear around you and absorb bullets. But not too many bullets. That looks like it was on target, given the movement of your flashlight. Oh wow, these panels can actually be shot right off. You impressed me. You were a worthy combatant. And hey, now you can tell your friends that you were killed by the guy who killed S.T.A.L.K.E.R, so there's no shame in losing. Thermal problems reported ahead. Okay, I've got something for this too, I think. No, wait. We need the other radiation thing. That's a lot of thermal protection. Whoa! Could use some physical protection, though. And let's get the other thing. You guys at... Oh, we are at a massive disadvantage here. We are at a massive disadvantage. We need to start thinning you out. Normally this wouldn't be a problem, but our health kits need to hold up. We've got a bunch, but we can run out quickly. Ow! God. We actually don't have a ton of good ammo for this either. I don't know how some of you are hitting me. And that's how that's done. Oh, come on. I'd really like it if you would stop barely scratching me and making me miss my entire shot. Hey, bud. Yeah, no, like, coming down here wasn't the move. How many of you left? That animation is so friggin' cool. Have you just been working your way around to me this entire time? Is that what you've all been up to? And I'm flattered. You guys can shoot right through stairs. I don't feel confident doing the same. I don't think that would apply to me. I think there's at least 2 of them up there. There are. Come on. That's 1. These are just awful conditions to fight in. I'm just having to use the bullets as a saw to tear through you. I'm obviously not leaving you alive. No, that does not work that way. Can we knock that board down? No, we can't. And now you're done. Thank you, and goodbye. God. We are down to the last of our ammo. Somebody almost made it. You're still gearing me up. It's not over. It's not over. Well, look, thankfully we've got tons and tons of ammo. And the Nipro, my beloved. We don't really need more buckshot. It's giving us so many grenades, and I'm gonna be taking a bunch of them. But what I really need is health. And we can't even get at any of this stuff. Why would you put the health up high like that? At least we have more gas cartridges, because, you know, we were in danger of running out. Oh my god, finally. I really can't believe they put things on these shelves without a real way to get at them. We're ready to go now. And our ammo is completely restocked. Yep. There we are. I mean, hey, let's just let our crosshair do the work. Hey, you remember that scene from The Rock? God. Oh, this is getting to be such a grind of an end. It's got more false endings than Return of the King. You don't have to worry about this not being finale enough. There's nowhere to take cover. Alright, everyone on our level is gone. Everyone up there. We need to get underneath them. There's those up there as well. That's one. Ow. Ow. Keep moving so they can't hit us. Grenades. Oh my god, what? Like, who designed this? What if I try just rushing through and not even fighting this? So I don't see how else to do it. Am I gonna have time to heal? Okay, there's actually kinda cover back here if you sprint through all of that. But even then, not really. The only way to open our flanks up, you have to rush to the back or there is no way out of this. Oh, and also we're just gonna get hit from there. Cool. There's still somebody alive on ground level, I think. There's another one down. Just constantly having to heal. Everything is so slow, and I'm fighting against the lag of the game as well. Oh my god. No, come on. Cannot miss. These guys have to go. Now this is open. Thank you for playing. You had a ram too as well. This guy's still behind me. Still see the ones up top. Hey guys, you're gonna hate what I'm about to do. Oh, never mind, you've forgotten me entirely. Look at that, we actually are going through this. So, the last freight elevator was broken, but this one is apparently supposed to be in better shape. Hope there's a good respirator on this thing. Well, there we have it. The deepest underground facility in S.T.A.L.K.E.R so far. And I don't think there's to be any monolith down here. To look around. I need to get close to everything in case there might be documents. Noosphere project documents, 1991. Biological psi radiation has some intrinsic, fundamental constraints that can hardly be overcome in the foreseeable future. 15 years later is when all this really begins. The only apparent option is to artificially grow a brain of enormous size. X-16 does have a number of volunteers for this project, including Professor Perdko, but this is not the path that will take us to the noosphere. For now, while alternative approaches are yet to be found, we'll focus our efforts on the electromagnetic generation of psi radiation. Objectives: increase the capacity of the transmitting channel, develop a tunnel to limit interference, and increase range. The group's work on the electromagnetic simulation of psi radiation has resulted in the discovery of beta psi radiation. A physical prototype is to be presented shortly. Having no idea how far in the future these consequences would travel, and what a difference there is from the intention. Project documents 1989. According to a report from Lab X-18, alpha psi radiation of a biological nature has been detected while studying the brain of sentient species. I have no idea where Pyotr Kalgan gets his test subjects from, and I have no intention of finding out. I want no part in these studies after what I've heard from my colleagues, even though their twisted in vivo methods do yield quite spectacular results. Wow. They performed a successful test of IRCD-1, Individual Remote Communication Device, the Fiber 1P unit, at the Troposphere Comm Station. As a side effect, they obtained data indicating that psi radiation might somehow be linked to a powerful external information field. I find it fascinating that all this starts from research on brains rather than any other field. Existing issues: very limited range, no more than 50 meters, susceptibility to interference from a far more powerful psi source of unknown nature. In 1993, part of the group led by Professor Chubko is working in Lab X-10. So far, they have tested Verduga, an omnidirectional antenna for a psi emitter with electromagnetic excitation. Known issue: the dispersion field provided by the modulator is quite small, approximately 1 kilometer. The modulator is poorly isolated from the surrounding psi environment, and the level of interference is high, resulting in significant damage to anything alive and sentient in the vicinity. Documented results have been sent to Lab X-8, to Lebedev. Suslov says that they plan to add some necessary modifications, and will try to use Verduga as an aggression suppressing device. Kalancha has always been a dreamer. There's no changing him. He should bring his ideas to Pyotr Striz at the Agropom Research Institute. They're definitely both on the same page. Unexpected discovery. Unfortunately, the reason for all of our technical hurdles might be due to the existence of a greater information field engulfing the entire planet. I can hardly believe it myself. The noosphere? Verduga has been built and tested, but to test this incredible hypothesis, we need something smaller and equipped with a beam focusing feature. Oh wait, we didn't read this before, the signature instructions. I had to copy the instructions by hand. The original is pretty much unreadable. Okay, this is just what we had to do back there with S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Just telling us how to do it. This is starting to feel very infra. Look at that. Wood-paneled floors and carpets and drop ceilings. All who even knows how deep underground. It's at this moment that I want to take a second to thank the real hero of this story, because we've seen this not be the case in so many other video games. I'm talking, of course, about the headlamp flashlight battery. Because while many flashlight batteries in games last only seconds or minutes, this one has lasted for far, far longer than any other. Wait, Kaimanov's Diary Part 4. Which ones have we been picking up? Oh my god. 1998. Are we missing more of these? Part 6. No, there's got to be more back there. I can't find any additional documents back there, but we've certainly found more documents in general. September 1998. Progress is underway as we scout for a site to set up the installation. We'll need to be patient until the stations for probing the barrier's density are operational. Azimuth Router Station, Sphere Station, Krug Antenna Complex. My colleagues are enthusiastic about the idea, and so am I. But the more I think about it, the less I like their fervor. I've been hearing a lot of talk lately about connecting to the noosphere and changing it to get rid of the darkness humanity has brought upon itself, to create a more perfect world. At one point, I had to step in and remind everyone of the unwritten rules of scientific ethics, and the individual mission of every scientist in particular. You had your concerns from the start. Caribbean Experiment Report from 1996. It's a lore dump. Well, this says 95. Suslov has built an interesting contraption he calls the variometer. It is an electromagnetic psi amplifier with a modulation unit. Its output power is actually similar to that of a human brain in active state. It allowed us to perform the Caribbean experiment, which was aimed at testing the hypothesis of the noosphere's existence. The report is attached. Location: island in the CNPP cooling pond, Laboratory X6. Emission source: RV Aura long-range communication vessel, equipped with Suslov's baryometer. The OTH range was reached via electromagnetic psi-beam reflection at the lower ionosphere layers. The receiver was Orkila Island, Caribbean Sea. The results: processing the obtained data and analyzing the registered distortions has provided experimental proof of the noosphere's existence. Not only was the psi-beam reflected at the ionosphere, it also grazed the noosphere itself. As a result, a cluster of unknown matter coagulated on board the receiving vessel in the Caribbean Sea. This cluster has received the code name Object Alpha. The artifact was discreetly delivered to the Chernobyl exclusion zone for in-depth study by the Project X Special Task Force. And many years later, this would go on to wreck my house. Part 6. Caribbean Experiment Report from... Nope. January 2006. Looks like they made up their minds. They're keeping up professional appearances, sure, yet they're avoiding eye contact. What does the noosphere mean to you, Kaimanov? Will you give in to your desires? Or will you protect the thought forms within its confines? This is the crux of the matter. Should we take a risk? It might pay off, but if it doesn't, we could be facing a disaster of unthinkable, even global magnitude. It seems Dallin intends to swap out my empty pod with Suslov's apparatus from the Caribbean experiment. I'm surprised they haven't thought about constructing a variometer large enough to replace all 8 of us. But then, who would claim the accolades? Should we take a risk? That's been the question we've had to ask over and over again. This is the very desk he looked up from back then. The calendar's still right where it was. A time capsule. OKTA launch instructions. No sphere experiment protocol. Instruction for technical personnel operating OCTA equipment. Lab power supply. Engage the power switch to power up the facility. Place the psi amplifier into the container on the central stand. Insert cartridges containing personal signatures into the slots in the receiving panel. Set the primary mode lever to the initial position and wait for the pods to become operational. Press the service expose button and wait for the pods to assume vertical position. All experiment participants should enter their designated pods. Set the primary mode lever to the experiment position. Note: Pod 1 is equipped with a remote launch button. It can be unlocked from the console in Room 1. Technical staff should continuously monitor telemetry and nominal modes. Close your eyes and go to your happy place. We like to have fun here. Kamenov's Diary Part 5. March 2003. We've secured an optimal location north of the CNPP. Rapid preparations are underway for the northern plateau. The generator units are arriving. We're having significant progress. Dahlan is currently assembling the OKTA. He intends to integrate 8 pods, which should suffice. Thanks to our benefactors, Lab X7 has been deployed in no time. Additionally, Lab X11 is under construction southeast of the cooling pond and equipped with a podium for the Alpha. It will serve as a backup location for debugging, test runs, and maintaining a secure remote connection to the center. That unhealthy gleam in their eyes troubles me. What does getting rid of the darkness even mean? A general amnesty? But what about human nature? The Ecce Homo? At the end of the day, we humans will remain the same, with all our inherent flaws. Even if some of us would die happy, what about the generations to come? No. Their plan offers only a momentary respite. Ultimately, these measures lead nowhere. I do wonder just how different things would be had we gone with Sherlock. Would I be as certain of my path then? Allegedly, this is the path of no influence, but I really don't think that's true. No? Let's have ourselves a stalker snack. It's only now we can toggle operating mode. Is there any more lore hiding around? Oddly enough, this area has brought us around to his way of thinking better than he himself ever did. I was so much less certain the moment I lowered the gun. Here they still are, the bullet holes still in the glass. That's 3, 4, 2, 1, all ready to go. Okay, so what did it say was next? Wow, how damaged is this suit? 40% from 100. We've been doing a lot today. Alright, the instructions. Insert cartridges into the slots in the receiving panel. So where is that? Gift from the zone itself. From the zone for the zone.
Show me what you found.
I am blind, but it is you who cannot see for what it truly is.
One of the pods was left.
You're not worthy.
Get inside! The greatest temptation is trying to control something we do not fully understand. But what do we do when faced with the truly inexplicable? Some tear it up to make souvenirs. Others keep it chained up inside a perimeter cage. Perhaps all the zone really needs is our compassion.
Dugas, Control Center. What's going on over there? We've got anomalous activity at all our facilities. Dugas, respond.
Perhaps the time has come to let her choose her own destiny.
We're receiving numerous reports of unidentified anomalous entities.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Wir rechnen mit einer weiteren Ansprache der Regierung an die Bevölkerung.
Do not approach or make contact with anomalous objects.
is nothing you can keep secret that will not come into the open. It's just a matter of time. I used to serve the monolith blindly, until she opened my eyes. To keep life's adventure going, one must embrace freedom. Such is the gift of the zone.
So that was S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chernobyl. And I am very interested in that ending there. What we brought about was either an incredible disaster or the start of a new chapter for humanity, maybe a better one. But like all things, maybe it depends on how you look at it. What doesn't depend on how you look at it is whatever was going on right there. Now, were we manipulated by Faust into serving his outcome from the start, not Kaimanov's? Or was that him speaking directly to us? Something that we're told after we enter the pod? Because once we gain access to that consciousness, to the noosphere, and become one with it, well, that means that we can speak with all those who have been, right? But I'll just say, I cannot believe I'm looking at this credit sequence right now. I can't believe it. Because I spent close to 80 hours on this game, over 9 months. And it's by far not only the longest lasting, but the longest running Let's Play on the channel. I have no idea what it's going to reach at this point, but I know that I'd played for close to 80 hours, if we haven't reached it. It's the longest by an absolutely wide margin, and this is a massive game. And it is, I feel comfortable saying, the ultimate S.T.A.L.K.E.R experience, after I and many others had serious doubts during its development about the direction it would take. And that's not to say it returns to what S.T.A.L.K.E.R is. I mean, at its core, it does. The urbex elements, the artifact hunting, the combat, and the labs, it's all still there. Hello, lawnmowers. Nice of you to wait until the credits. But it's just all of that, but more, but bigger. It's the whole zone with no real loading screens. It's being able to go in all these interiors. It's amazing graphics, even if the performance suffers. It's all of it brought into the modern day, and most importantly of all, I think the one critical element, the heart of Chernobyl inserted into this experience to make it all it can be, is the human element. The fact that it uses its new narrative capabilities and its larger scale to tell the stories of the people in the zone, and in doing so, to bring forward the real philosophy, no longer just part of the background, but really front and center in everything we have to consider when we walk through these tall grass fields. After all, this all is rooted in philosophy, right? In Roadside Picnic and the S.T.A.L.K.E.R movie that came later? It feels so much more true to the contemplative nature of what inspired it. I mean, it's always been a contemplative game. The point A to point B, the quiet moments where you're just meant to sit around the fire or be by yourself in an abandoned building waiting for an emission to pass. It's kind of given a voice to that, without making it so that it's all in your face and without preaching to you. It seems like any interpretation of the way this can go is valid, and it's a game that really wants the player to decide for themselves how they see it, and it doesn't necessarily drown itself in nostalgia. While all the old players are still very much here, and they're still important, it doesn't treat them as gods. It doesn't treat them as, theme park mascots who can do no wrong. You know what lawnmowers are? Lawnmowers are the people trying to control the zone. They're S.T.A.L.K.E.R, the ones who think that they can manipulate it and contain it. Grass is a natural phenomenon that just is, and it should be left to grow until it consumes us by the ankles and drags us down into the earth below. That's what I've learned here. Let grass consume the world, burn all lawnmowers, and the people who ride them. Unless they also join the monolith of excessive vegetation. It's such a rich experience, and it's only continued to get deeper. I think the only thing that's missing from the core gameplay of the originals is the ability to join factions, and all of that is coming. And with the release of the mod tools, I simply cannot wait to see what this game is going to look like in 10 years. I mean, even Call of Pripyat can be modded to be, unrecognizable, and what's great is that even after all that's changed, after all this time, they were able to come back with a new entry that I feel delivers on even beyond the wildest expectations. There's lots of action, there's lots to see and do, and it encourages you to really think about all of it without necessarily needing to shove major events in your face all the time. I mean, of course, towards the end, lots of crazy things are happening, but it built up to that. Something I've always admired is the realism of the Urbex, the fact that this is a place that has been picked clean by so many who came before us, and so it's able to be interesting while being empty. And that's something that is not really easy to do, but it serves the contemplative nature of it. In the end, whether or not we made the right choice is a very difficult call, because making decisions as we go is often a matter of faith. We don't get to know the results, we just get to know what we believe is best and try to guide ourselves on that. But let's talk about the ending that we did get, because, of course, I'd only be speculating based on a very small amount of time, but when the zone, if it is indeed sentient, there are a lot of unanswered questions there, but what happens when the change that took place in the zone takes place over the entire world? Does it present the same way, and it's just a global zone, or when allowed to do as it pleases, does it do something different? We just don't get to know. We don't know even if it has a consciousness. We know that sea consciousness is nothing more than a scientific illusion, and yet it still implies that maybe there's something more beyond. We know what Faust showed us. But let's think about that a little more, because if we do take that at face value, what is the extent of the manipulation? Did we ever speak with the real doctor? He was there with Strider. We only saw when we arrived. Maybe that's why Strider actually attacked him. That would add another element to it, but I still have to say, if that whole thing was nefarious, I'm not sure I really like that for an ending overall. And it's simply because of the fact that it kind of comes out of nowhere. And I like the idea of seeing things Kaimanov's way. So if that wasn't actually an option here, then that's kind of a switch that it's just sort of a rug pull. It's just sort of a rug pull that isn't really built up to it all, and especially Strelok's characterization in the end. And when it comes to the encounter with Strelok, it doesn't feel like somebody who's trying to take down somebody who is doing damage because they don't understand. He seems like a lunatic. He seems like almost Monolith brainwashed himself. He seems more like he's upset that he's losing his place as the guardian of the zone. I don't know, maybe his eyes opening were seeing what Kaimanov saw and deciding to enact that plan that had already been set. So maybe even still we're seeing it his way. But I don't know. Of course, one argument to be made for not taking that at face value would be the fact that we don't know who he's talking to there. That only makes sense if he's speaking directly to Skiff, that this is a vision that Skiff is seeing. I sure ain't starting another season to find out, but, I'll sure be reading about it, and I'll definitely continue playing the game itself. Because this is an open world, it wants to be explored. It's hostile and dangerous, and everything is trying to kill you. But it is ultimately learnable. That was S.T.A.L.K.E.R's problem. He was resistant to change, just as I'm sure some players will be about the changes brought in here. Because, like I said before, it's not playing it safe with that. It's not afraid to change things about what had already been established. I don't know, people love their nostalgia. People just want to live in what they know. I mean, S.T.A.L.K.E.R spent so much time getting there, and he couldn't stand to see it change. Maybe it was just because he wouldn't be this legend anymore. In the end, he was flawed and human like anyone else, and that's such a huge part of that ending, is because ultimately legends are just the stories people tell about humans. And look, it's not like it completely spits on nostalgia either. A lot of the time, when we find people from before, they are doing what they were doing before, or some logical conclusion based on where we last saw them. It definitely invites you to walk around and kind of indulge in that stuff. It's just very acknowledging that things have changed in the zone. Even if the structure remains the same, it changes the paint once in a while, and there's a lot of that in this game. It's got all the right philosophies, I think, that it needed to have when coming into a distant sequel. But other than that, I really don't know what else to say that I haven't said a million times before. This was absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to play more, and I can't wait to see how it develops into the future. Given how much Call of Pripyat has changed, with the full modding tools, this is going to become something I think really amazing. And let's not forget the real-life struggles behind this game, too, because all these years just trying to make this thing happen, something that had so many expectations placed on it and so many setbacks, and then in the middle of it all, just as it finally gets going, having to deal with their country being invaded and still continuing to work in spite of all of this. It's amazing that this ever saw the light of day, and we should really appreciate that. Because there were so many times where that almost didn't happen. I think this is a masterpiece that is definitely flawed in a lot of ways, so much jank that honestly has come to define the experience, so I really don't think veterans will mind all that much. 10 years from now, what will this be like with all these modding tools and all this technological potential in the upgrades it's received? And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.